Welcome to the Media Hunt Report. I'm here with Matt Schneider. He's the Chair of the Property Council on the Gold Coast. Matt, welcome.
Hi Steve, good to see you.
You too, and what amazing times we live in, hey? We're in almost into December, borders about to open, your Urbis report, your Urbis data is amazing for the third quarter. Give us the world according to you for 2022.
Yeah, the good times continue this quarter, Steve. So I think this most recent quarter, we really just see the continuation of strong fundamentals. This is about lifestyle, it's about relative value of property compared to Sydney and Melbourne, and it's about the way the world's changed. So good to see good fundamental forces driving continued good performance in property. And if we look forward to 2022, we think those will continue. We don't see these as flash in the pan drivers. We see them as really quite fundamental and systemic.
Well, the whole market is talking about how strong the inquiry is from interstate. I mean, that's not going to change anytime soon. I think what's going to change is the tourism economy, isn't it? So we're going to have two economies on full steam.
That's right. I mean, the Gold Coast has really been firing on one cylinder for the last 2 years, and we've thought a lot about our friends and cousins in the tourism sector, but of course, property's played its role over the last 2 years in terms of keeping the economy going. Looking forward to the borders opening up, tourism getting back up off its knees. There's lots of good work going into investment in new tourism products, repositioning the city, and so we expect tourism to kind of bounce back pretty well in 2022, and then we'll have two cylinders firing, and it'll be good times.
There's been a little bit of chatter out there just about construction prices and obviously interest rates going up, inflation and things like that. Do you see any issues there?
Yeah, the construction costs one's a really interesting conversation. We're starting to see some people suggest that might be something to be a little bit concerned about. I think the interesting thing at the moment is that it's really the consequence of a good set of circumstances, not a bad set of circumstances. We've seen construction costs go up, but that's really been driven by supply chain issues and access to labour. Now, both of those things have their roots in a high-performing property market, not only on the Gold Coast but nationally. So it's one of those things that we think we'll see just kind of level back a little bit in terms of borders opening up. The other thing to say about construction costs, though, is that it's not creating project issues so much at the moment because sales revenue on the other side of the ledger is keeping up. So we're seeing strong performance on both the red and the black kind of side of the balance sheet at the moment. As long as we continue to see that, which we do think we will, things will stay in check. Yeah,
well, the market's so strong, isn't it? You've got strong take-up that's reflected in the low supply of apartments, and obviously it's a very healthy market when you've got the majority of owner-occupiers rather than investors.
That's exactly right. I mean, the other thing that people forget is when we look at how strongly the Gold Coast property sector is performing, which is great news, it's actually not that big of a market. We've seen record performance again this quarter, but we're talking about 690 apartment sales. I mean, these are not tens of thousands of boxes which need to be sold. And if you put that in the context of Australia as a country, Southeast Queensland as a region, returning expats once international borders open up, we don't need a huge volume of sales for the strength to continue in the sector, and that's a really important thing for people to remember. We're not overexposed.
Well, bring it on. It's been an amazing run the last couple of years, and I hope it continues, and I'm sure it will. Thanks for your time, Matt.
Thanks, Steve. Keep up the good work.